Okay, greetings, brothers and sisters. Bunch of stuff to get to today. Forget what this is, but it's up on my toolbar because I've taken a little break here. So here it is. This looks to be some sort of a pit bull-like dog. And look at it go up the wall. Crazy, right? I mean, we're talking about, what? Was that like 18 feet? Here's a corgi trying to get up on a couch. Okay. I don't know who sent me this, but it's hilarious. So, you know, it's definitely the breed of the dog. I mean, look at that. It's a well-trained machine, and this guy... Jump. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. All right. I give up. Controversial tech millionaire obsessed with anti-aging is undergoing $25,000 gene therapy not approved by the FDA. You know. Then there's this. Somebody posted this, the Dracula simia, and it is like a monkey-like flower. You know, I covered this, and I forget it's a, you know, it's like a mussel or an oyster or something like this, and the oyster can mimic a minnow, to lure bass and other fish to try to eat the minnow, and when the fish gets close, it shoots its eggs into the gills of the fish, where the eggs feed off the gills and then eventually drop off to become other clams. And this is sort of the miracle of nature, where a flower, which is not really capable of seeing a monkey, would be able to reproduce these images, you know, the shape and a variety of them. And maybe it's to scare away predators or whatever it is. I don't know what the reason. You see this with butterflies. But a creature can mimic a creature that's more evolved than it. You know, a creature without eyes. I mean, a flower can't see what a monkey looks like and can produce a monkey face and whatever. Just like, you know, one of these miracles of nature, right? In a very organic way. Chess champion stripped of title after being accused of defecating in the bathtub and cheating. The cheating, I guess, isn't as important. So Ja Morant, you know, he got punished for... So he got punished for brandishing a gun on Instagram, is shooting at the audience there, the people, after he has a dunk, and then after dunking the basketball here, he celebrates by doing this, you know, using guns, and then he does it again as he walks to the sideline. And so here's a guy who's pretty clueless, right? Again, there's nothing wrong with that, and, you know, whatever it is, but in terms of the gang culture and, you know, the things he did that were criminal or close to, you know, criminal type behavior, thug type behavior, and then he got suspended for 25 games for you know, brandishing a second gun on Instagram after, well, you know, basically lying to the commissioner and say he had everything under control. And he was suspended for 25 games, and he said he got clear on some things, and he, you know, was very vague about what he had accomplished in terms of changing. And now he's doing the same thing, right? Like mocking his own, you know, the whole, you know, whatever it is. Essex police arrest man in Grays after car smashes into house on Christmas Day. Been covering a lot of that. Seeing a man dressed like a PlayStation 1 graphic make me lose it while off an edible. So here he is, right? So I don't know how this, you know, whether you can only see this if you have, I don't know how this is being shot, and, you know, if this was a real person, I don't know. And there's this. So dude's just sitting there, having a little campfire or a little fire on his, and it blows up, must have some fuel in there, and kaboom! It shoots a fireball up, and then it comes back down on the guy. This is wonderful. Here we go. Kaboom, and it's like All right, well, that was that. Boom. Get out of there, Grandpa. Bill Granger, top chef and entrepreneur, dead at 54. He was somebody who was frequented Epstein's Island. You heard it from the New York Post. I assume this is good here. Let me go back and start this over.
Psycho killer, yes you see.
One of my viewers sent me that. Jair Alexander made himself into a captain. There were 3 captains who were chosen by the team, and that's a big deal in football, right? And he went out to the coin flip, and he made himself into a captain, and he decided to. He's playing in North Carolina against Charlotte, the Carolina Panthers, and he is from the area, so he just designated himself as a captain, and then he didn't know the verbiage you're supposed to use as a captain. So this is a wonderful press conference.
Captains, and you were the 4th, and you called it to us. What happened there?
Oh, yeah, I mean, you know, it's only suiting, you know. I don't think Coach knew I was from Charlotte, you know, so.
So you just did that on your own?
I mean, it was like.
So he just volunteered. He's got suspended for a game. Like the team had to suspend him because you can't do stuff like this, you know. Football's got all this kind of military undertones, and you can't just make yourself into a captain.
Like you know, the guys backed me up. You know?
This is real.
They knew I was from here.
Did you realize you almost made a big mistake on the call, though?
What'd I do?
Well, you said we want to go on defense.
Yeah.
Which, in theory...
Okay, so if you don't know anything about football, they have a coin flip in the beginning of the game. And usually what a team will do is defer. Now, if the wind conditions are a certain way, they're going to want to go towards where the wind's at their back in the 2nd and 4th quarters of the game, more than likely. But if they defer, that means they'll get the ball first in the second half. And, see, sometimes you can get the ball and you can score in the opening drive, but there's usually an advantage to have the ball first in the second half after you've made adjustments or whatever. And so he was supposed to defer. And so he was supposed to use the term defer and pick the direction that the team wanted to go if you win the coin toss. Sometimes the team will just take the ball. But what he did was he said, we want to be on defense, which would have meant that the other team would have got the ball first, but they would have got the ball in the second half as well, because he didn't use the term defer, because he didn't know what he was doing, because he wasn't picked as a captain, because he's a bonehead, right? He's like dumb.
They could have said, then you're electing to kick off, which you would have lost the opportunity then to receive in the second half.
Yeah, no, I told them that. I said I want our defense to be out there, and they.
That's not part of what you're supposed to say.
Oh, looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, I mean, it's pretty simple what I said. Like, I want the defense to be out there. They like, you mean defer? I'm like, yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I guess. And so,
Did he say that to you?
Yeah, he did.
The mic was on.
Oh, it was? Yeah,
He heard you.
Oh, really? Nah, he was just like, defer? I was like, yeah. Everybody was like, yeah. Everybody was laughing. I'm like, what y'all laughing at? Like, it's pretty obvious what I'm asking for.
you're asking to be suspended. So, and totally clueless, like he made it way worse by just what he just did here. Paula Abdul has filed a lawsuit against American Idol producer Nigel Lythgoe, alleging that he sexually assaulted her twice, groped her breasts and genitals, and shoves his tongue down her throat. That's a long way to go. You must have some reptilian tongue. You know, he also is on that show, So You Think You Can Dance. Undocumented immigrants will qualify for free health care in California on January 1st. They really want to tank California. Busy Phillip posts Christmas photos with daughters 2 weeks after her eldest child, Birdie, 15, suffered a seizure while away at boarding school in Sweden. So this is great. These 4 tourists will never forget every second of their gondola tour in Venice.
Giro fantastico. I clienti sono contenti.
So the guys describe what's going on, and all 4 of them are just looking at their phones. They're on vacation, and they're not, you know. This is hilarious.
My husband drinking, man, fighting.
Yeah.
My children, he don't carry my children. And he don't thinking about me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
No good.
Yeah.
My life is no good. Also no good.
Yeah.
My husband drinking, man, fighting.
Yeah.
My
So, see, someone said she sounds like Cardi B, and now I can't deal. So one of my viewers sent me this. Trump really is into bloodlines and genes.
Those two young men have the greatest genes anyone's ever had.
The best genes
Are they your kids?
I've ever seen. A man named Henry Ford. Good bloodlines. Good bloodlines. If you
Good bloodlines from Henry Ford.
believe in that stuff, you got good blood. We have good stuff. We have great genes in this room. We have smart people.
A man with really fantastic genes.
He's got some fantastic genes.
Gotta have like the best genes in the world. Although you had an ex-governor here that had very good genes too. We have his son in the audience too.
You have good genes.
If you had full fish boy there. Watch him go full fish boy.
Very good genes too. We have his son in the audience too.
You have good
Full fish boy.
genes. You know that, right? You have good genes.
Good genes, you have good genes.
It's in the
Okay, so this is from Vice. They copyright stuff, so I'm going to stop there. They copyright their montages. But you get the idea. Tesla factory worker attacked by robot that dug its claws into the back and arm, report says. A Tesla software engineer suffered serious injuries when he was attacked by a malfunctioning robot on the floor of the electric car maker's factory in Austin, Texas. Witnesses told the information last month that the robot, which was designed to move aluminum car parts, pinned the engineer and sank its metal claws into his back and arm, leaving a trail of blood along the floor. Way to go. Well, maybe they'll put those implants in there for the guy so he won't have to suffer as much next time. This is a Jada Smith thing here.
Oh, it's a whole lot I didn't include in this book, right?
Wow.
So,
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. She didn't include everything.
Well, you know the next question. Do I even need to ask it?
No, I mean, this is just, I know it seems like it's a lot of life because it is a lot of life in the book, but
There's a lot of life in that book. It's it's a lively book. It's not the stuff that guy talked about that I'm claimed I was going to sue him for. Now I'm not because it's all true. Where Will was getting Will Smith by whatever that dude's name is, Dwayne Martin. He was getting Will Smith by him. Murder was happening there, as the guy said.
it's very streamlined. There's so layers and layers and layers and layers. There's no way I could have put it all in one book. There's no way.
There's no way she could have put all that in one book. She just left out all the good stuff.
So there's definitely other books to come. I mean, even Will and I are thinking about writing a book. We were talking about this last night. Writing a book called "Don't Try This at Home." Where
when I had my dildo, I was whipping him with.
he and I kind of sit down and talk about our specific journey together. Yeah.
Will
Will.
said that?
Yeah.
Oh man, tell Will I said what up, man.
Stupid.
Okay, that was funny. AI news anchors are exactly what you don't need in your fact-based news-starved life. Like many people, from boomers to millennials, I grew up watching Walter Cronkite deliver the news and witnessing his childlike joy at human walking on the moon. But it says here, let's move forward. Cronkite delivered the news, but with a human touch. Now, Channel 1 wants to divorce news from humanity and accept daily reports from a human-like AI. That's going to be a hard no.
And welcome to Channel 1, a new way of consuming, reporting, and thinking about the news powered by artificial intelligence. Today, you'll witness AI-generated stories and headlines, captivating visuals, and data-driven insights. From global news to
So I assume she's AI.
finance to entertainment, we'll show you how technology enables us to bring you a global perspective.
So, not really much of a change here. It's all fake. You know. Lee Sun Kun's wife burst into tears at Parasite star's funeral after her parents' suicide. So what was weird about this for me, my personal connection, it's this guy here, is that I had just saw this movie was going to play on one of the movie channels I have on DirecTV. And I recorded it with, I record a lot of things that I may or may not watch. And I kind of had heard about this. It was a Korean movie. I realized this was a great Korean movie that, geez, I wish I could remember the name about it. But the guy, he can't swim. He tries to kill himself and jumps into a river. And he ends up on an island. And I went to look for it because I want to show it to my wife, but I couldn't find anywhere where I could see it streamed. It's a well-made movie, kind of a truth or prepper movie. It's called Castaway on the Moon. And just an excellent movie. Again, I'd like to find out where to stream it. It says here Pluto and Roku. But it's a great movie. But anyways, so I taped this movie, and then the news of his suicide happened that same day. So I said, all right, I'm gonna look into this, right? I said I'd start watching it. And the beginning starts out kind of great. It's kind of interesting. I don't like to read subtitles because you miss everything else when you're reading the subtitles because it kind of defeats the purpose. It gets real dark at the end, though. It's kind of funny and entertaining in the beginning. It's a well-made movie. But, it's like a family of desperate people who criminalize their way into different roles in a rich person's house. And then it just kind of falls apart and gets kind of bloody and dark. But it's a little bit depressing, and I guess the guy was there was some kind of drug investigation, and he decided to kill himself rather than go through the rest of that. So Will Smith went on a date with Peppa from Salt and Peppa, and he was saying how nervous he was and how big a deal it was, and then he was talking about it with her because he wants to reaffirm his heterosexuality.
On a date one time. Okay. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
We went on a date one time.
I know exactly what happened.
What happened?
Another. Wow.
Yeah, no, we're allowed to talk about it because so we mature. We ain't do nothing. We just
okay.
Like,
wait, you didn't do nothing. You didn't get Will Smith.
We're very nice.
And it was L.A., right?
Yes.
I feel like we went for a drive.
We did, but this was one of the. The date that you won and you beat us out.
Yeah.
And then the war, you were so happy. You was like, let's go celebrate.
Yeah.
And then we were out and you saw a homeless person. Mm-hmm. And you gave the homeless person $100. Mm-hmm. And
there wasn't any sexual favors involved, though, right?
So nice. And then we went to the Hollywood sign.
Yeah, Hollywood. Yeah, because I think you and Tretch had been broke up for a minute. So in my mind, when I was trying to spit my game, but I ain't really have nothing. Because you were because my concern was that I was going to get killed. So
that was a legit concern.
We went on.
Okay, fake laugh and all. Meghan McCain calls her former View co-host crazy old woman. I don't know if there's a... no, that's about her dad. Meghan McCain has some choice words for a former View co-host during an episode of Michael Malice You're Welcome podcast published Wednesday. The conservative commenter slammed her former colleagues Ana Navarro, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Behar, Sonny Liston, and Elisa Farah Griffin, and Sarah Hines as crazy old people. There might be a clip here somewhere.
Afternoon, I guess. I was picking my daughter up from school, and I had a few friends text me that Ana Navarro had compared me to Hunter Biden and said on air that, or alluded, she didn't use my name specifically, but she said co-hosts that have been here, you can watch the clip.
Oh my God, Hillary, I'm so hangry. Ana Navarro compared me to Hunter Biden. I can't believe it.
That I have basically done the exact same thing Hunter Biden has done.
That's not what she said. So she gets into how, it's she didn't smoke cocaine or she didn't do crack and things. But what she was comparing her to was using her dad's name to buy influence to get money. And that Meghan McCain did that. That's what she wasn't comparing. This guy gets into the laptop and all these things. And again, the View girls, the View gals are not, they're indefensible. But what she's saying here isn't true. Like, that isn't, They compared Hunter Biden's and any of these kids of famous politicians, somebody like Chelsea Clinton, who used their parents' name, or famous kids, kids of famous people who use their parents' name to buy influence and create a career for themselves. And Meghan McCain certainly did that. Meghan McCain wouldn't be where she is today if she was, her dad wasn't, John McCain. I mean, she doesn't have a winning personality or skills or anything.
I'm being accused of crimes on ABC News.
Yeah.
And it's serious.
But
I'm being accused of crimes on ABC News, and I can't, it's very serious. These are serious crimes.
Look, even if it's, and I've not talked to, I've only briefly talked to my lawyer. I have a longer call this afternoon. But the thing about The View is that I didn't know when I signed my contract with ABC that this is forever.
I didn't know it was forever. I didn't know it was forever, ever. It's forever, ever. And now forever, ever, they're going to be talking about me on The View and bad-mouthing me. They do it all the time. It's forever, ever.
Feel like this forever, 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 ever, forever, ever.
That for the rest of my life, I'm going to be like bullied and yelled at and abused and brought up years. I haven't been on that show in years. And I just didn't know that when I signed to do this show that I have to deal with like these crazy old people just yelling about me all the time. All the time. I go whole swaths of time without thinking about them, Malice. Like,
it's true. I mean, I go sometimes 10, 15 minutes a day without thinking about The View and how evil they are and how they screwed me over so much. And then they're always bringing my name up and they won't ever stop talking about me. Those old ladies over there, they're so old, they're so crazy. I'm going to sue them for slander. They're just always bad-mouthing me. I don't understand it. I don't think about them at all. They're thinking about me all the time. Maybe because you're not all that likable. And you were pretty much hangry and bitchy every time you were on this show. Like, that was funny back when they should bring her back on. Anyways, only spirituality will save this world. It's Paul Romano, definitely pointing from the Apocalypse and the Ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.